Alright, welcome back. So today we are finally pulling our potatoes. It's been a pretty busy couple of weeks, so we probably should have done this. Oh, these bugs are awful. We probably should have done this a few weeks ago, so we're a little behind. I've been going over and checking them and they look okay. It looks like we're gonna get quite a few inches of rain. We're gonna get like the leftover of Hurricane Ida. So we wanna get these out before that comes. So that's our big push. The longer they sit in the ground, the more chance you have for rot. With that much rain coming, after we already just had a big storm come through, we're just gonna go ahead and get them out today. Snakes in this tall grass. Yeah. So this is our patch, which just is what it is. What Aaron's doing is oh, look at those big old mushrooms. Just our plow. Oh, it's working. Hooked up to the back. Huh? Hopefully it'll bring the potatoes up, which it looks like it's doing.
Yeah. So this is a white potato right here.
Yeah.
So this whole thing is white potatoes?
Yeah, this row will be white potatoes.
Red, white, red, white, red. It's kind of like the pattern.
Oh, there's some.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, that's a big worm. Oh, it's still a big one. Yeah, that's a big one. Whoa, another one.
So these were done back in March. We're now pulling them. The tops, they completely died back. I'll see if I can show you a spot. Oh. So right here's a good example. Completely dead. So potatoes will get green and bushy and start to flower, and then they will die off, and that's how you know your potatoes are done. Now these have been done for at least a month. I said we probably should have pulled them sooner, but they're looking really good. We don't have a lot of rot. We have a lot of good big potatoes, so I think we're gonna be okay. It is full. Do you have it? Let me see that worm, Luke.
Dad,
it is full of big fat worms. So sign of beautiful, nutritious dirt.
Look at a worm.
A fun fact, the people that originally owned our property were potato farmers. They farmed potatoes, green beans, and cucumbers as their main staple. So it's kind of a cool thing to think we're carrying that on, even though this is just for us and those around us. We're not selling to the public, but that this land is still being farmed, families are still living off of it, and it's not being turned into big box stores, you know, anything like that. Grace, what are we digging for?
For worms and potatoes.
Okay.
There you go, wormy. And then there you go, wormy. I wish you had those pig ponytail things in. I got you, worm. I got a worm. I got the worm.
I think that's pretty good for this row.
Yeah.
No, I picture there's still worms.
Just don't mistake worms for, you know, snakes for worms. This spot that we planted the potatoes in, I did a whole video on our process and why we chose this spot, but I'll give you a little recap. So this is actually my in-laws, Aaron's parents' property, and this spot that we're using, oh, you're so sweet, was a horse stall. So I asked my in-laws if I could plant potatoes there because the horse had dug it up, she had fertilized it. It looked like a really good spot. Last year we did potatoes in our main garden and they were not successful. So far, so good. We didn't do as good as I thought we were gonna do, but we're doing pretty good. We planted a red and white variety, and we ended up planting 80 pounds. I forgot that I had given away extra seed potato that we didn't have rows for. So we planted about 80 pounds. And so Aaron's just using the tractor to break up those rows. He's got a plow on the back of it, and it seems to be working pretty good. So we're gonna keep working away at this.
So, did you get a bunch out?
Yeah, we got a bunch.
We have to cure them. It takes about 7 to 10 days. We don't have a root cellar. We live in a mobile home. We don't have a basement, which is where this would normally be done. But after lots of research and other wonderful YouTube channels, a lot of people do it in their garage. So we're gonna set it up here in the shed. I've got a rack and a fan. I'm just using the fan to keep the air circulating and to kind of keep it cool-ish. So yeah, we're just gonna lay them out on an even layer and let them sit in there for 7 to 10 days. I'll keep a close eye on them, and then once they're done, I'll find a place to store them in the house. That's gonna be the challenge because we don't have a lot of storage. So we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. We usually always do. One reason I think this, we didn't end up with more was because the spot we planted them in wasn't as sunny as they probably needed. So that probably inhibited a lot of the growth, but it was one of those things. Either we pay to have a bunch more compost brought into the garden, or we go ahead and see how they do in a spot that was already amended and worked out. So we just decided to take our chances, and we still ended up with a good amount. It should be enough for most of the year, and we'll try again next year. So we're not gonna wash these right now. We're just gonna let them dry and cure so that the skins get nice and tough and they store well. Once they're cured in about 7 to 10 days, I'll go with a glove and rub some of the dirt off, but we don't want to damage we don't want to damage the skin, because then that allows bacteria to get in there and it'll cause it to rot.
These little ones.
Just leave them on there.
Okay.
Lots of little guys, but
we can't like
everybody's all laid out.
don't want to. I'll do like you did.
Alright, well, I'm pretty disappointed. I was expecting like hundreds and hundreds of pounds and like envisioned being able to give bags and crates away to people, and that's not going to happen this year. So we ended up with 150 pounds of potatoes. We planted approximately 80 pounds. It's okay. And so I would say we probably did double what we planted. I had been going through and pulling a lot out and cooking and eating with them the last little bit, and we have gifted some to some family members, so we probably came in really close to doubling what we put in. We got 150 pounds that we brought back with us just now from harvesting. So all in all, it's all good. Jesus knew we needed that extra 50 pounds of potatoes because he knew we weren't going to get as much as we thought we were. So, a disclaimer. This is only our second time growing potatoes. The first time was an utter failure. The second time, we doubled. So, we're getting there. We're doing better. Also, we hilled these one time. So, I don't know if that has anything. That may have something to do with a smaller harvest. I had planned on covering them with hay, and I didn't get around to it. I'm thankful for what we have. It's more than what we started with. And they're completely 100% organic, and they are the best tasting potatoes we've ever had. They're delicious. There is nothing like a fresh potato. So I'm hoping these will last well into next year. And will be enough for our family. We go through probably a few pounds a week. I was hoping to up that and making this more of a staple in our meals and our diets, but it's all good. So we are going to go in, eat some lunch. For watching and following along, and may the Lord bless and keep you. Until next time.